Hello everybody, so last time we defeated the Russians who were attacking us. I mean, we defeated more than the Russians, we defeated the Romans and the French as well, but now we are deciding to actually put Russia in their place. Again, maybe you could say a bit of an exercise in futility, especially seeing as here we get attacked by the Chinese. This is making things harder for us, but the other issue, of course, is we're never going to be able to completely defeat the Russians. They're just too big, so ultimately... they always presented the risk of kind of just coming back and attacking us. You can see there we did just make peace with the Chinese, which was good because otherwise they could have actually done some serious damage. So fortunately, they only served as a kind of distraction momentarily and then just a slight monetary cost. And I'm kind of getting ready to send my crossbowmen forward to actually defend things eventually. And, working on being able to defend myself against crossbowmen with my pikemen. And, of course, we do indeed win that. Here's Rome asking for a handout immediately after declaring war on us and being defeated. I'm trying to work out, and Russia still wants Byzantium, even as I'm threatening the city. Again, it's kind of ridiculous. Although, to be fair, to unjustifiably attribute intelligence to the Russian AI, maybe they know deep down I'm not going to be actually ever going beyond this point. So they're like, well, they're probably going to make peace either way. And indeed, I am going to make peace either way. Whatever happens at this point, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to make peace. Because obviously this is, where do I want this army to be? Not in the middle of Russia. I want to be actually doing some damage to the people who have really, truly wronged me, which is, again, the Persians. Even though they've literally not done anything to me, I'm just motivated by this. Well, you can see now, actually, the Persians have overtaken me. And that's why I'm kind of talking to the Persians. I buy their world map off them. And I'm looking around now. I'm planning out this invasion, thinking what I can do. And admittedly, at this point, I could have gone down through the Caucasus. But the problem is that would have left all of the rest of my empire very exposed, and it would have taken me a while to march through the Caucasus. So I'm like, well, I'll head around, go back through Asia Minor to attack the Persians from this direction. Now, you'll notice, actually, it says here, 26 turns left. This probably has been there for a while, but I just noticed it. I wanted to point this out. When I noticed that, I was very shocked because this game should have gone until 2050 AD. But for some reason, I have no idea why, this was like programmed for the game to end. You can see Rome invades me, very stupid of them. But I'll just say, this was programmed to end in 1000 AD, which is bad news because I'm now thinking, I've got 20 turns to overtake the Persians, and what just happened? The Romans invaded me. Now I need to go and smack them down. So that's no good. All I want to do is really kind of smack down the Persians, but I just can't let this stand. And then, of course, Qin Shi Huang declares war on me again, even after I paid the money not to. So very annoying, I do have to say. Also, of course, speaking of annoying, I was unable to build that World Wonder. And at this point, I think, I decided to switch from building World Wonders to building military stuff because I'm now realizing, oh wait, I need to do a pretty substantial offensive. Again, I've got a big enough army for it to actually turn the tide. And, I want to get the Romans, but every second, I'm putting myself in a position where I need to be able to actually ensure that the Persians aren't doing too well. So you can see me here. I'm trying to be friendly. I signed an open borders deal with the Russians because ultimately, they should have space. There shouldn't be a reason why we need to hate each other. Here you can see me attacking Rome. And of course, the Romans very much brought this on themselves. They do attack me here. And shockingly, here, they have another kind of army there which they're able to use against me. And there it is. They take that city. So unfortunately, they do leave themselves, unfortunately for them, they leave themselves incredibly exposed to a counterattack. And of course, they just built a pikeman. If you know anything about this game, anything about reality, pikemen can really do a cavalry unit some mischief. So unfortunately, unfortunately for Rome, they really do deserve it. They aren't able to hold that city for that long. Now, here's the issue. Okay, you'll notice that Rome is also a very well-defended city. So I'm kind of sat there thinking to myself, the one thing I don't need right now is time being wasted. And again, I'm still kind of entertaining the idea that if I just take out a few of the Persian cities, I will be able to supplant them. So I'm thinking, I take over Rome, and that will give me an extra boost, and then anything else I can kind of make up. by just taking a few Persian cities, and that will kind of knock down the Persians while also building me up. So here again, but oh my goodness, is it frustrating, like slowly working away at the Romans. And at that point, I even consider like making peace with them, because I'm like, oh my lord, is this going to do enough? Because of course, obviously this is going to help me, but what I need to be doing is not just building myself up, I need to be knocking Persia down. And at this point, yeah, actually, obviously the whole thing with Persia mostly started off as like just, well, they're the kind of traditional enemies of ancient Greece. But now it's become, oh wait, I actually do need to take out Persia. So you can see me, I have that great general there. So it's showing that I'm, my military's getting a real workout here. And admittedly, I'm in a central position where, I've really had to kind of deal with a lot of military campaigns, and most of them have been successful. And of course, there I did just take Rome. That was really just an inevitable matter of time. They weren't really in a position to challenge me, only to annoy me. So you can see here I'm making a deal. And to be honest, Rome does control quite a bit of territory, which is, or you can see all the cities there. But yeah, I'm kind of trying to work out what deal I want to make, and yeah, I accept that money from them there. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that like Rome felt like, to be honest, a pretty embarrassing civilization here. But apparently they did control some territory in Africa. So now I'm finally with 10 turns left. I'm like, well, let's just head over to Persia and do some damage. Just send as many troops forward as we can, and everything will work out. I do just quickly heal there to build up my army slightly more. To be honest, I probably should have. And okay, what happened there? Genghis Khan declared war on me. This is not good, just for the record. It's kind of funny. This is like the first war that happened. Now I am actually able to defend myself here, and Genghis Khan didn't do anything. But I'm not so happy. So I still decide to declare war on Persia, because I'm like, well, I've got to do some damage. Now, here I get attacked by the Mongolians, and I don't think I actually turned my phalanx into a pikeman, which would have been a smart thing to do. I feel like I didn't do that, which was silly of me if I didn't do that. So I'm kind of trying to defend myself here, and indeed I actually... So I should have turned these guys into pikemen. It was really silly of me not to do that, because, it just left me with, not a great situation, just quite a weak garrison there. And all I'm trying to do is just do some damage to the Persians. And I've still got to wait a little bit. I'm sure like there's a way I could have kind of, and you can see me here, like the Persians attack me, don't do too much damage. I'm sure there's a way I could have organized my army so that I would have done more damage. I really, in hindsight, I probably should have gone through the Caucasus, because even if the Persians would have caused some damage, they wouldn't have done too much. And to be honest, like my production's quite good, so I could have easily built up a second army, like while my main army was going through the Caucasus. But the main issue here is, of course, just, and you can see me here sacrificing a huge number of my siege weapons, so I'm not going to be able to use those for my next city attacks. That's not great. But you can, and to be honest, I really should maybe save them. But again, I've only got 3 turns left. But the main issue here was just I kept getting attacked by other people, which is really annoying. And I don't really know how to get around that. The fact that like just in the vanilla game in particular, everyone's just so quick to attack you all the time. If they have a border with you, they think it's... And to be honest, even when they don't have a border with you, like again, what business does Mongolia have attacking me? None. And yet they did anyway. China attacked me. Again, I was able to take the city, but here's the thing. It didn't knock down Persia like enough. So at this point, I'm kind of realizing I've really not got a chance of overtaking them. I would have to take out like a major city, and I'm just not going to be able to get there in time at all. So it's no good. Meanwhile, you can see Persia somewhat threatening me. But of course, the main issue for me here is that the Arabians have also declared war on me. And yes, they were the thorn in my side. And in many ways, I view my defeat by the Arabians as kind of my ultimate, like that's the bigger defeat in some sense. Because of course, they then take over Rome too. I kind of feel like the Arabians, I should have smacked them down at some point, or at least kind of got it so I didn't share a direct border with them. They were inevitably, I think, going to take control of the Arabian Peninsula. And of course, well, apparently also the Italian Peninsula. I wouldn't have predicted that. But at this point, I'm kind of recognizing I'm screwed. I've lost 2 cities, and you can see that I believe Russia asks for a tribute from me, and at that point I'm not giving it up, but I'm also aware that like Russia could seriously do some damage to me. The thing is, like, I will again stress, this is mostly about time. Again, like, the Mongolians attack me here. But the thing is, I mean, again, like, I've been attacked by a huge number of civilizations before and survived. I probably could have survived this, but of course what screwed me over? Well, time, really. The fact I didn't have enough time, and of course that's how I'm losing here. I'm going to talk over this thing here. If you want to watch it, you can turn this into 0.25 and look at every single event as it happened. That's fun, and I would like to do it too, maybe, but of course I'm just going to speed it up as much as possible so that it doesn't kind of eat into the video too much. So yeah, this is what's happening, and then you can just see me go through all of this stuff, the score. You can see again that actually, like, when I went to try and defeat the Persians at the end, I just ended up kind of collapsing myself. Gold, I was always doing well with that until, again, right at the end. Production, I was doing really good, or really well. Crop yield, I wasn't doing so well, and Persia did have the advantage there. Power, again, I didn't have like a huge army, but I was able to use it well. Culture, I guess I must have actually taken out a considerably like powerful city from Persia towards the end, because of course I did actually take a city from Persia. The irony is that Persia kind of, like, I took a city from Persia, and Persia didn't take any cities from me. Like, I defeated Persia, I was just defeated by the nomads, basically, the Arabians and the Mongolians. You can see me again looking at my cities. Of course, Athens was one of the most important cities. And of course, now you can see me looking at my kind of KD ratio. I lost a few. I didn't have any kind of like massive defeat. And then you kind of compare this to what I've killed. And of course, yes, a very successful kind of military campaign. Overall, I would say a pretty good game. So how well did I do on the scoreboard? Well, wait, it's just going to see me look at all the different cities I built. How well did I do on the scoreboard? Dan Quayle. Ridiculous. So Dan Quayle is the worst score that you can get. I think it's completely ridiculous that is the score I got. I thought that was a really well done game, and I basically just missed, like, I literally could have won the entire game if like things would have just gone slightly differently. But for some reason, the scoring system is very all or nothing. It's either you win or you don't win. And at that point, I'm almost like, why even bother giving rankings then? Like, if it's not even possible to pull off an impressive defeat where you actually, you lose the game overall, but you make a good stand or something like that. First of all, I think that's much less interesting. I think it is kind of interesting to look at situations where somebody can do a good performance in the game, despite actually maybe even being conquered, but certainly at least not winning a victory. But yeah, if you're not going to even entertain that as an option, because I think that was a good performance from me, I'm certainly not ashamed of it at all. But apparently, just because I didn't win at the last minute, and Persia kind of did actually overtake me, and then I was unsuccessful in retaking that top spot, apparently that means that I'm as bad as Dan Quayle. So anyway, that's the end of that campaign. The kind of good news is it meant I didn't have as much footage to edit through, because, of course, it only went up to 1000 AD. It's also why I was a little bit less kind of aggressive with the editing, because I was like, actually, three videos for this campaign seems fine. Whereas maybe if it had gone all the way up to 2050, that would have been a huge amount of footage, and I would have edited it a lot more aggressively. Anyway, by the way, next video I'm going to be starting a series of campaigns in the 1000 AD scenario. So in a very real sense, picking up where I left off. This time I was playing up to 1000 AD, whereas of course I will later on be playing from 1000 AD. So look forward to that, and I hope you enjoyed watching this campaign, and I hope you're excited for the next one. Bye.